Hello. So I just watched Prey and Predator. So I thought I'd give the original a rewatch since the new film seems to be taking the franchise back to its roots. Given the concept and the new look at the logo for the film, this was clearly intentional. So what did I think of the original Predator, directed by John McTiernan? Spoilers for Predator 1987 and Prey 2022. Oh, and a little spoiler for Schwarzenegger action film of the 80s. The first major action scene is so silly and it's a lot of fun. It's full of one-liners, it's wild. The final two-thirds of this movie diverges from an over-the-top 80s action movie similar to Commando into a surprisingly gruesome slasher horror film. All the performances are very over the top and do come across as camp. The campiness is toned down as the film progresses, and as the situation for the characters becomes much more dire. The cast of characters are all very unique and stand apart from one another. The humor really didn't work all of the time, but it also surprised me.
You're hit. You're bleeding, man.
I ain't got time to bleed.
Oh. Okay.
It's not just slinging slurs around. I mean, there's a little of that, but these characters aren't exactly what I'd call deep.
I play a guy in this by the name of Sergeant Blaine, and Sergeant Blaine is a 250-pound, shall I say, killer who chews tobacco.
But they don't need to be. They're memorable and fun to watch on screen together. It's very clear to me why the Predator became such an iconic movie monster. I thought the Predator was one of the coolest movie monsters I had ever seen. And the first time I saw the Predator was in Alien vs. Predator, which, in retrospect, is a terrible film, but the design and world building lured me in. The presence of the creature is very powerful because it doesn't just feel like an animal. It feels like something far more advanced, and it is something far more advanced than us. The build-up to the reveal is very well executed. It's very similar to Jaws in that way that they don't show the Predator in its entirety until two-thirds of the way through. The practical effects done by Stan Winston, along with James Cameron giving him the ideas for the mandibles, and the Predator suit looks absolutely incredible. All of it feels very real and tangible. Subtle world building is very fascinating, and all the small details that you can pick up from the device, all of it is immaculate. And it was almost a travesty. The original Predator design is hilarious and was almost played by Jean-Claude Van Damme. What? That would have been hilarious to see, but I'm glad we got what we did. I do wish the opening shot of the film didn't spoil the whole reveal, but that's not a big issue, just something I would have preferred. Alan Silvestri does a great job with the score. It's very simplistic but effective for what it needs to pull off. The whole final 30 minutes are just a 1v1 with no dialogue. Just Arnold and the Predator having a battle of wits and resilience. The thing that makes 7 out of 10. The original Predator uses a simple formula that none of the other Predator films have been able to replicate or improve upon. Until now, Prey is the best Predator movie I've seen since the original. Now, the bar isn't exactly high for the second best Predator movie, but Prey rivals that of the original. I immediately wanted to rewatch this movie the moment it ended, and luckily it premiered on Hulu so I could just rewatch it. I do wish I would have been able to see this in the theaters because that would have been an amazing experience. Prey tells the story of Naru, played by Amber Midthunder. Naru is a Comanche woman who is trying to prove herself as a hunter by hunting something that hunts her. This is the perfect setup for a Predator movie. The idea to take the franchise back to 1719 was such a smart decision. No modern weapons like machine guns to protect yourself. Having a pursuing enemy that's so much more advanced than you is a terrifying thought. And that thought only gets increasingly terrifying when your only weapons are a hatchet and a bow. Amber Midthunder does a really great job as the protagonist portraying Naru. You get to see Naru struggle through the wilderness of the Great Plains. She struggles a lot and she fails a lot, which makes it all the more satisfying when she is able to conquer her struggles and become a hunter. The cinematography by Jeff Cutter is absolutely gorgeous. The film being shot in Calgary, Canada, lended to some beautiful backdrops and landscapes. The mountains and clouds shown in this look like beautiful paintings. There wasn't any jarring cuts that made it hard to track what was happening in a scene. All of the action was clearly displayed, deliberate, and brutal as hell. This Predator, which I think is being referred to as the Feral Predator, is badass. We not only get to see the evolution of the Predator franchise, but the Predators themselves. The Feral Predator has a slightly less advanced tech than the Jungle Predator from the original. The mask it wears is not a metal faceplate, but a bone mask crafted from some other alien it's hunted, I presume. The laser cannon is not just a laser blast that blows through people, but a series of metal seeker darts, and the cloaking effect it uses can be compromised much more often. If anything really touches it while it's going, the effect stops in that spot on its body. The film begins and you get to see the Predator slowly making its way up the food chain, first with the rattlesnake, then the wolf, and then onto the grizzly bear, and finally onto humans. I watched this movie with my family, and there was something so fun about that. When the French pelters came into the movie and were getting brutally dispatched in new and creative ways, my family and I were cheering, because it was awesome. Watching the French get murdered was really fun. More movies should do that. The kills in this are so fun and creative, particularly when the French are being slaughtered. The Predator pins a guy's head against a tree and then activates his circular shield, which decapitates the man, Kung Lao style. Now, the CGI and VFX look mostly good in this, but there are a couple things that don't quite hold up. There are multiple CGI creatures in this that are entirely digital creations, and for the most part, they hold up. The mountain lion textures looked kind of off in the first shot it appears in, but then as it continued, it looked better in the night lighting. The bear also had a shininess to it in certain shots that kind of pulled me out of the movie. Some of the spotty CG is most likely due to budgetary constraints, but I cannot confirm that for sure. However, the Predator itself looked immaculate. Obviously, a lot of the creature was practical, but there was also some really great VFX work done on it as well. The scene where Naru gives the Frenchman the Tatsuya, which causes him to be invisible in the infrared vision, is a really cool reinvention of the mud from the original. Unfortunately, when the audience is being shown this visually, the film feels the need to say it out loud for us in case we didn't get it. Very much showing us and then telling us. What's the point of showing us if the characters feel the need to explain it right after? This movie has a great story that is hard to stop watching. When you watch a movie at home and it's not engaging, one is very tempted to pull out your phone and scroll through Twitter or something, but I never once did that and I never wanted to. Every set piece and new scene that came up in this movie was engaging. The cast is great, and it's refreshing to see such new faces in such a major IP like Predator. We need more Native American representation in Hollywood and more opportunities for actors like these.
I am most excited to see an indigenous cast of young people who are going to just be heroes. And that to me is something that is really needed and really important.
Prey has a lot of fun Easter eggs for fans of the franchise and an ending reveal that made my jaw drop. Same flintlock pistol given to Danny Glover in Predator 2 is the same one that Naru is given by the Frenchman. That's such a cool way to tie this franchise back to the older films. The other fun callback was the line from the original, "If it bleeds, we can kill it," which I thought was a lot of fun. Sarah Shoshner did a great job with the score of the film. The overwhelming sound of the string instruments really hits you in the big emotional moments. There are, unfortunately, a lot of angry man-children attempting to call this movie out for being woke, which is absolutely ridiculous. They clearly watched the original and did not get the point. It isn't about clearly understands that. When these movies come down to it, it's not about the Predator. It's about the prey. I mean, wait until they find out Sarah Connor's a badass in Terminator 2, or when they find out Sigourney Weaver defeats the xenomorph in Alien. Hope they don't find out, or their fragile little egos fall apart. Anyways, Dan Trachtenberg clearly understood the assignment. A+ Dan, you did a great job. And I can't wait to rewatch this with the Comanche dub, which is on Hulu. Plus, it's got a cute dog in it. I stand sorry. This reinvigorated my love for this franchise and gave me hope moving forward. I also can't wait to see what other projects Dan Trachtenberg has in store for us, because I'll be waiting there to buy a ticket, Dan. I'm giving Prey a very high 7 out of 10. Hey everybody. Thanks for watching my Prey and Predator retrospective. I just wanted to do a quick little video because I have some big things in the works. You know, with a big YouTuber like myself, I just hit 30 subscribers. I am joking. I am genuinely thankful for all 32, I believe, of you. Thank you very much. Every subscriber is a cool little dopamine hit to my brain. Go ahead and subscribe if you haven't, if you like this video and you want to see more. Leave a like, share it around with your friends. I am currently working on a bigger project that will be out TBD. It's going to be my biggest video by far, so look forward to that. And I might put another smaller video out between then, depending on how long I go without uploading the big one. So we'll see. Thanks for watching. See you guys.